Good afternoon, everybody. It's Charles, aka NuLyfe, here, coming at you with my first official video vlog about aspects of life and being able to say no and not receiving what people say about you. I'll start with this. I am a speaker. I'm trying my best to stay away from the words motivational speaker, empowerment speaker, although that is who I am. That is what I do. But I just want to be known as a power speaker because I believe that I'm gifted in certain areas of life that help people to really realize who they are and reflect on what they once were and think about who they can be. So my goal in life is to empower people to really concentrate on what's ahead of them and not what's behind them. Unfortunately, excuse me, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that the reason they're not moving forward is because of what's behind them that they continue to bring to the forefront, to their foresight. They keep those things on the front burners, the things that have happened to them or the things that they experienced somewhere in their past. And it's not good. It's just not healthy. It's just not the way to go. One thing that I'm learning as a power speaker is that everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a reason for their ill behavior that they impose on themselves, and often people who they want to help them. As a humanist, as a human being, I believe that they have the right to do that. They just need to know why they're doing it. And I believe that oftentimes a lot of the reason or the main part of the reason why people don't realize what they're doing with their ill thinking is because of them not having the support to move forward. And also them having people in their lives who often remind them of what it is that they once did. I mean, even if you begin, or even if you see yourself moving in a direction of self-fulfillment, self-empowerment, self-encouragement, self-confidence, self-reliance, there would always be that one person who will remind you of where you once were. And if you allow that thinking or their thoughts to manifest itself or themselves into your thoughts, chances are you will succumb to the thoughts of other people. So I solicit to the people that I talk to today to prepare yourselves to see me every day, every other day, as an empowerment speaker or an empowerment coach in your lives, so as to only help you move forward in the direction you're trying to go. So here's a little bit of my story. I was born in Miami, Florida. I was born in Liberty City. Liberty City is known as one of the most crime-riddled places, communities anybody could live in this entire country. My mentor, and he does not know he's my mentor, but Les Brown, also born and raised in Liberty City by his adopted mother with his twin brother, faced some of the same challenges that I did growing up. Now, he is significantly older than I am, so that tells you the dynamics between the two spectrums of, what happened to him, and those things still happen to me. But that's one thing. I was born in an impoverished community. First strike against me. Number two, I was born as a black man in an impoverished community. Second strike against me. I was not expected to be educated. I was not expected to make it in life. I was not expected to accomplish anything. Third strike against me. I was raped by my own, physically raped by my physical mentor who was now passed away. This was not Mr. Brown. So I thought that was so normal because he raped me repeatedly, took my life right out of me. I didn't know who I was growing up. Did not know what to expect of myself growing up. Didn't want to be judged by people growing up. Didn't know if it was right or wrong, growing up, what he was doing to me. So I grew up with an identity problem. So I became very promiscuous. Once my mom moved me to Carroll City, which is now Miami Gardens, I became very promiscuous with the girls, and didn't care about life, didn't care about future, didn't see myself succeeding. That's another strike. And on top of that, I was born legally blind. Can't see, couldn't see. Even to this day, I have a hard time seeing. What I've learned in all of that is that in the midst of all of that pain, in the midst of all of that shame, in the midst of all of that sorrow, in the midst of all of that madness, that I was still capable. I was still able-bodied to make a decision about my future, about my life, about where I wanted to go. Having my mom to raise me and my three sisters on her own, and not just my three sisters, but other people who became my sisters, other guys who became my brothers. My mom took some of everybody into her little small 3-bedroom apartment on 183rd Street in Miami. And in that, she loved us all to pieces. She loved us all. She fed us all. She clothed us all. She housed us, and she disciplined us. She taught us what was right and what wasn't, even though we still made our own decisions, but that's besides the point, right? So, but here I am today, sitting in front of you right now in my own apartment in New York City. I watched one dream come true, which was to move here one day. I watched another dream come true. I watched myself get a college degree. I watched another dream come true. Watched my children graduate from high school. All of my children, except my son, who just graduated yesterday from middle school. I believe that I can do anything, no matter what the obstacles are, no matter what the people are saying, no matter what the naysayers are saying. I believe that I have every iota of energy, every cell in my body has a power to make great change in my life. And because I believe that, I also believe that I am empowered to help you make great change in yours. The choice is up to you. The reason you are still where you are today is because you made a decision that you would not move upward or forward. You have made a decision that right now where you are, although you're not comfortable where you are, you're okay being right there because you have not moved. There was a story that I heard, and I might tell this story wrong, but I hope the author of this story don't come after me because, we're going to have some words. But anyway, one thing I've learned is that there is this guy sitting on the porch with his dog. And the dog is moaning and groaning, making the weird dog sounds, the quiet dog sounds. And this little boy walks by and says to the man in the rocking chair, he says, why is your dog making that noise? And the man says to the little kid, well, that's because he's sitting on a nail. And the boy says to the guy, well, why doesn't he get up? And the man says to the kid again, well, he doesn't realize he's sitting on a nail. That's what's going on with a lot of us today, a lot of people today. The reason we're sitting there just moaning and groaning is because we don't even realize that we're sitting on a nail. We feel the pain and it's aggravating us, but we become so used to it that we stay there. And sometimes we get comfortable there. In other words, watch this. There are people in the world right now today who are comfortable living in impoverished communities for one reason or another. I give you two. Because the rent is very, very low. That's one. And two, because you don't have to pay utilities. If that ain't the oldest trick in the book to keep you right where you are, you'll never make it. I promise you, if you allow that thinking, because you Because, okay, I don't have to pay a light bill every month and my rent is only $100, then what's your income? And then are you lying to the system? Are you lying to yourself? Is your income $10,000 a month and you're lying about it, or you're not reporting it so you can just pay the $100 a month? Still, you're in that stinking thinking. You are still in that impoverished thinking. You'll never make it out of the hood. You'll never make it out of the ghetto. But if you change the way you think, and if you really start believing in yourself, if you really start saying to yourself, I am empowered to make great change in my life and in the lives of people around me. If you continue saying that every day, I'm empowered to make great change, then the great change will start taking place. There's one thing I learned also. There's another thing I learned is about watch your confession. Watch the words that you say to yourselves and others, because those things are bound to happen. So if you walk around saying you'll never make it, you won't. If you walk around saying you'll never be anybody, you probably won't. If you walk around saying that you will never finish college or even high school or elementary school, chances are you won't. If you walk around saying that you're going to become a robber or a bank robber or a thief or a murderer, chances are you probably will, because that's your thinking. There was a book written years ago, I forget the author, Self-Fulfilling Prophecy. Everything this man said about himself was beginning to come true. So what are you saying about yourself? I ask you, what are you saying about you? What are you saying to people concerning who you are? Are you being real with yourself? Are you being honest with yourself? Or are you being a truth sayer or a naysayer about your own self? Man, come on. There are people out here right now who care less about you. There are people in the world right now who don't want to see you make it. There are people in your personal lives right now that will tell you any and everything to keep you down. But what do you say? Who do you say you are? I mean, what's on your agenda for your life? I learned years ago, man, if the more I sit back and say to myself, I ain't never gonna make it. I won't have a chance. I'm blind. Don't nobody want to be with me. I ain't gonna never finish college. I'm not gonna do a thing. And those things actually began to manifest. And I didn't even realize it. That's the whole part. And I will say this. I'm a very faithful person. I do believe that the way I think is a testament of my faith in who I am and who God is in my life. But I will say this to you. If you really, really have a desire to be somebody better than you are today, and if you're really, really willing to grow into the new you, you have a decision to make. You have to be able to tell people no. I'm not going to allow you to say that about me. When somebody says to you that they have a problem with you, you have to be able to say, well, that's your problem. I have nothing to do with it. You got to be able to look people in their faces and be honest with them. Don't be one of the people who want to say, but don't. Say it. Let people know that you're on a trajectory of success. Let people know that your trajectory is now one of empowerment, and that you are breaking the pathology of lies and deceit, hatred, jealousy, envy, strife, struggle, poverty, food stamps, Medicaid, and all that stuff. All that stuff that you feel bad about, right? Let them know it's time for you to make some great change. I'm with you. Hit me up on Facebook, Charles NuLyfe Johnson. I'll be able to give you all my Instagram and Twitter details later. This is my first serious vlog, but I'll be back with you guys later today with some more information. But for right now, that's it. Take care.